Well, here I am in Heather's Quilting Palace, because Heather Drover is here with us to talk about an upcoming event. And of course, that's a pretty big deal. This is the 24th. Well, there's 24 years of quilting. But
24 years that our guild has been in existence, but we are having our 12th show. We have it every 2 years. Yeah.
Man, that's pretty good.
Yes, it is.
And you've got, of course, I just marveled when I walked in here. Your eyes are full of color and patterns, and it's a wonderful place to come to.
Yes, it is. I do a lot of art quilts, so people coming to the show are going to see more than just what they would normally expect from traditional quilting. We also have quite a large number of ladies that participate and do art quilts as well. Yeah.
And I've got Linda Owens here, and Linda, you're the president.
Yes, yes.
So you've been involved for a long time too.
Actually, I haven't. I'm a reasonably new member compared
what's reasonably new in quilting?
Well, I joined the guild in 2005.
Oh, that's only 8 years.
Right. So I am. I'm just a newbie, but I thoroughly enjoy the fellowship of the other quilters and the classes and the things that I've been able to learn, and I love it.
Now, how did you get started in it?
Well, my sister-in-law was almost one of the founding members of the guild, and of course she dragged me to quilt shows, and she dragged me to Melville to quilt shows, and she said, I think you should do this, and I just didn't seem to have the time at that time, but after I retired, I kind of thought, well, maybe I could get into this quilting thing, so I have.
And obviously it's going to be a wonderful time. Now, the date for this?
Well, we begin the whole event in April with a trunk show at the Hillcrest Apostolic. And a trunk show this year is being presented by our judge, Kathy K. Wiley from Ontario. And she's also going to give a class at the quilt show. And we have a number of people signed up for her class, so we're very excited about that. So the trunk show begins on Friday evening, and tickets are available from Shirley Matheson or anybody in the guild. And then Saturday and Sunday, the 27th and 28th of April, is our actual quilt show.
Well, you mentioned Kathy Wiley, and of course, Heather, Kathy Wiley is someone who started off, she was having a family and needed something to do at home when the kids are there, and so she started quilting, and now she's an internationally renowned.
She is internationally renowned. She has won prizes for her quilts, her applique quilts in Houston, Texas, which is sort of the biggest show that they have probably in the world, I would think. I know a lot of people that do quilting from Europe and that participate in Houston.
Yeah, and of course, she's coming to do classes, and she's coming to judge, but the featured quilter is here with us today too.
Yes, I got my arm twisted to be the feature quilter. I keep looking around going, I don't know if I'm ready for this type of honor. I always picture a feature quilter as somebody that has done everything and has been quilting for many years, and then I look back and going, oh, well, maybe that is me. I just can't believe how much time has gone by.
When did you start?
I started quilting in 1985. Being that I was military and we were living in Germany at the time, a neighbor across the way was doing quilting. So I would go over to her house. It was a social thing for the wives to do, especially in Germany if you didn't have a driver's license and you were sort of stuck to the base a lot of the time when the men were away. So that's what got me into the quilting, was that.
Yeah. And so it's evolved into a business. And now your husband's retired and you're working.
Yes, he calls it his retirement plan. I got to relax and be at home with the kids, if you call that relaxing, while he was working, and now we're reversing it, and now I have to go out and work. So I figured I might as well do something I enjoy.
Well, this is great. Now, quilting, I can remember when it started in the community, and it was just like Marge Moore worked with me at Peacock, and she got very much, and Karen Munt got involved with it, and they were two fellow teachers, and so they kind of exposed, we at the staff to the not just traditional quilting of, you get patches of cloth and you put them together and you make something out of it, the artistry. that has been so much.
Yes, and Heather is a wonderful example of the artistry that can develop from quilting. Myself, I'm not into the art quilts. I'm a traditional quilter, and I'm in a group of 11 other ladies, and we hand quilt once a month. We get together in each other's homes, and we actually hand quilt the quilts. And I'd like to say that every year we do a quilt. As a guild, we do a quilt and have it at the Festival of Trees auction. 2 years ago, our quilt went for $7,000. This year, I was kind of disappointed. It only went for $4,000.
Oh, wow.
But they were certainly we're very appreciative of the fact that we have ladies who piece these quilts, and then we hand quilt them, and they're usually king size quilts. And I thoroughly enjoy the traditional aspect. I'm not very artistic, so I can appreciate art, but I can't do it.
Well, you just had me thinking, as you know, it may seem odd to you, but I actually have a quilt. When I retired from the training center at Rocky Mountain, my staff got together and they each did a patchwork quilt with all little messages on it. So I actually have this in my so I can appreciate how, you know, and that's that's something that's very special to me.
Yes. Quilting has been around for so many years, and I think it is still a really popular way. It's a really wonderful keepsake. I know traditionally a lot of people come in, even if they haven't done a lot of quilts, you'll find that quilts are used for celebrations. A birth of a baby, graduation, a wedding. It still is one of the most popular things that people can think of that they want to give as gifts.
I know I've seen somewhere, I don't know whose it is, but it was a Saskatchewan Centennial quilt in 2005 to 1990 or 1905, and somebody in the club has done that. And it's on a wall somewhere. I just don't.
In the library, upstairs in the library.
I knew somebody. Yeah. Now, were you involved with that project at all?
No, that was before my time. I wish I had been, but no, I wasn't involved with it.
Yeah. Now we have where there's a quilt that's being raffled off.
Yes, we
Let's
do.
talk about that.
Okay, I wasn't involved in making this quilt. Were you helping with the making of the quilt?
Claire was the coordinator of putting this quilt together, and then a group of ladies hand quilted. No, this quilt wasn't hand quilted. This quilt was machine quilted by Colleen and Craig Lawrence. And so Flo Blair and Colleen and Craig took care of the completion of this quilt, and it's being raffled at our quilt show, and the proceeds are going to go to women's health.
Okay, because a lot of are there any men involved with quilting other than Craig? Not yet.
Not yet. Some of our top quilters are men, but in our guild, we don't have any male quilters. I know Regina has male quilters, and some of the smaller communities around Moose Jaw have quilters that are men as well. But in Moose Jaw we haven't got any in yet.
I like that optimism, throwing it out there, saying, guys, you know, because it's, it's a way of expressing art. It's also a way of the discipline that goes into it, and the minute detail, the precision. It's a wonderful thing. It's a great thing. So let's encourage people to come join us. So
Yes.
Let's tell time and date and that kind of thing.
Well, the time, again, is Friday evening for the
26th?
For the trunk show. Yes, 26th of April, and at the Hillcrest Apostolic. Tickets are available. And then the quilt show itself is the 27th and the 28th of April up at the Exhibition Convention Center.
And there's a class being offered by Kathy Wiley.
Yes, there is a class. It's being held at Vanier School on the Saturday, and there are still openings. I'm involved in taking registration for it, so if anybody wants to do this class, they just have to come and talk to me.
Down here at the?
Down here at Heather's Quilting Palette, yeah.
And is it going to be an artistry one, or is it going to be a patchwork? What kind of style is she working with?
She's actually working with some design techniques, and she's doing paper piecing.
Paper, yeah.
Yeah, paper piecing, yes.
What is that?
Yeah.
Tell me about paper piecing quickly.
It's a form where you have your pattern marked out on paper and you sew the pieces onto the paper, and then you get very, very fine, minute points. You know, your points turn out perfectly, and then once you've sewed the patches to the lines on the paper, you peel the paper off, and there's your block.
Okay. So there's lots of things going on.
There's lots of things going on.
Tickets are available here?
Tickets will be available here. They're bringing them in here in the next week or so. I'll have all of the tickets. Same with the trunk shows. If you're interested in trunk shows, most of the quilt shops in Moose Jaw will have the trunk show tickets as well. So they want to pick up a trunk show ticket. It's always a really fun evening. You can learn a lot from the judge, and it's really nice to see what the judge does, because she's judging quilts by her standards, and there is a set standard for quilting as to the spacing and the stitching and this type of thing. And it's really nice to see where she is and what level she's at. You can understand better the comments the judges will make on your pieces when you can see some of their own work. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And you can have dessert too.
Oh, you didn't say that before.
But you can. I'd just like to say as well that not only are we going to have a display probably of over 200 quilts at the quilt show, but we have a guild table where members have made special pot holders for sale on the guild table as a fundraiser for the guild, and we have new and gently used quilting notions and quilting fabric for folks who might want to purchase them. And as well, we have, I believe, 18 vendors coming from all across Western Canada and Ontario with their wares, which they will be offering to all of us. And so, and as well, we will have a penny parade with baskets of goodies for people to win.
What's the thing without penny parades?
Right on, right on. Yeah. So we're going to have a wonderful quilt show. We're hoping and praying that the weather will be good, and that we have a lot of people turn out. And I would really like to thank the Moose Jaw community, the City of Moose Jaw and the Moose Jaw community and the exhibition company for assisting us, and all the folks who have sponsored the prizes for all of our categories. We need to raise about $3,500 to cover all the prizes, and Moose Jaw has supported us in a wonderful way.
Well, thanks very much, ladies, for letting us come down to see this, and of course, so quilters, it's a growing industry, it's a growing art form in Saskatchewan. Come and be part of it. So thanks to my guests for being here, thanks to you for watching. We'll see you again soon on Moose Jaw This Week.
The opinions expressed on the program you have just watched are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of this station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.